Yo, what is going on, guys? So on today's episode, we have a really great video for you here today. You might recognize this woman from a recent video we did where she basically came on the internet and said that white losers who were virgins were going to Thailand to seek women, and she was mad about it. The cherry on top, you ask? This woman right here is also an OF creator. She sells spicy photos of herself online for money, and so she is mad that dudes are going elsewhere to find women. Absolutely hilarious. So she gets absolutely cooked here today. I'm going to go over some comments later in today's video below her own video, man, but dudes are just roasting her online for this. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, and I will take a look at some of those comments later on that have been left on her video.
Bella, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I want to talk about something a little bit controversial, but I feel like this has to be addressed. Recently my videos have been attracting a lot of the passport bro community, and if you don't know what passport bros are, they're basically men who are fed up with the dating lifestyle in the West. They're fed up with the way women are in the West, so they decide to go to other countries such as Southeast Asia or South America or Africa, wherever, just not in the West.
I would say that's pretty accurate. So she's absolutely correct here. Passport bros are dudes who are leaving Western society. Perhaps they're out there trying to seek better women than the ones in Western society. They're just basically done with places like America, so they're going other places, oftentimes to find women who are better than the ones who are from their home country, okay? So I think she's absolutely right on this. In short, men are going to these other countries to avoid women like this. They are going to other countries to avoid OF creators, entitled women, women who don't like them, who treat them badly, etc., etc.
To find a girlfriend or a wife, or, you know, somebody to have fun with and be on their side. And the thing is that I believe that these passport bros are just betas who have disowned their betaness. They're betas who are not standing up to their betaness. They just don't want to admit it, okay? And we are going to get into all the details why I think this is this way. And yeah, but before we get started, I also want to say that everybody is allowed to have their own preference, okay? So if you are a man watching me and you are genuinely into, I don't know, Asian women, Mexican women, I don't know, Nigerian women, I don't care. This is your own preference, okay? But if you're genuinely this kind of a person, you would not be on YouTube watching videos like this, and you would not be in the passport bro community, because passport bro community is just men who are being triggered by the Western women. So they go online and hate on all the Western women who are not the way they want them to be. And
wait, so if you have a preference with what kind of women that you like, then that means that you're not part of the passport bros? That doesn't make sense, right? A lot of guys who are passport bros who decide to leave Western society, I assume that they probably like Asian women more, or whatever the case may be. Filipino women, whatever it is. And that's why they're leaving. I don't understand how we're already lost in the sauce here, madam. Okay, the dudes are leaving oftentimes because either, you know, they have a preference or they don't want to deal with Western women. Oftentimes a combination of the two. Just because you have a preference in women doesn't make you not a passport bro. We're really getting lost in the sauce here. This doesn't really make sense, okay? And interestingly enough, I really want to highlight, guys, her first video that she made. She literally got on here and called all passport bros complete losers, by the way. And
they're trying to prove to themselves that they can get what they couldn't get in Europe, they can get it in other countries, right? If you're someone who is genuinely into all this type of woman, you'll be right now, I don't know, where in the Philippines, taking care of your mixed children, having a peaceful life, not on YouTube, considering yourself a passport bro or involving yourself with this kind of a content. But since you're,
I mean, a lot of the guys who have gone over there to find their wives and their girlfriends, they did it because they're a passport bro, you see. I'm not sure how we're getting to this particular conclusion here. These dudes who are going to these different countries to find women, right? You're suggesting that if they find a woman, then they're not watching this sort of content? No, there are dudes who watch my video who leave comments and they're like, yeah, man, Taylor, I've been married to a Filipino woman for 10 years, way better than the Western women, right? Like, I'm not sure what we're trying to say here.
Here, since this video was recommended to you, are a passport bro, and we are somebody who is in this community and wants to know more about this, and generally does not like Western women, okay? And these are the people I'm going to be addressing. These are the people who are, in my opinion, the disowned betas, the people who genuinely are into different nationality women, would just not get involved with Western women at all, right? Not even on YouTube, not on Reddit, not in the comments, nowhere.
There are plenty of guys who have a preference in women. That doesn't stop them from typically dating other kinds of women. Like, I'm not even sure what this woman is saying right here, man. Dudes have preferences, but a lot of men don't exclude a woman because of a preference that he has. Men are very flexible with the type of women that they will date oftentimes. Okay, and also she says, listen, if you're going over to these other countries, it's just because you can't get laid and things like this. You know what? There are lots of men who can successfully date Western women who go to these countries simply because they don't want to date Western women. They could go out here and have relationships if they wanted to, or they could go out here and have bedroom fun with these Western women if they want to. But a lot of these guys are going to these other countries because they don't want to have relationships with Western women. They've maybe been in a few themselves, maybe they've been in a marriage or two, and they understand that the situation here is not very tenable. So, yeah.
Just have their peaceful life. But since they're getting involved, this video is for you.
Yeah, since the men are getting involved. What do you mean getting involved? You're the one that posted a public video.
So the reason why you are going to the other countries to find a woman is because
let's hear it.
The women in the West are not respecting you, okay? And it's so easy to put the blame on the women, like, oh my god, women are entitled, women are feminist in Western countries, women are not feminine, all the, like, whatever point. It's so easy to point fingers at women, like, she's this, it's the woman's fault, this is the reason why I'm going to Thailand, whatever, to find a woman. See, the thing is, can you just really take a mirror and look at yourself for a while? It's so easy to blame the woman.
I mean, I feel like I look pretty good, man. Right? I'm 191 centimeters. I hit the gym pretty often. I mean, I think I look pretty good. And you know what? I totally understand why people become passport bros and go to these other countries and things like that. Totally understand it. Hell, I'm half tempted to leave to some of these other countries myself. I don't like my government. I don't like the women here. Like, what is, like, you need to take a mirror and look at yourself. I don't know, bro. I'm pretty happy with how I'm looking.
But can you, for once, take a look into the mirror and look at yourself? Because if Western women trigger you, if you are not satisfied with the way they function, with the way they are entitled, then they're triggering you, okay?
Right, so because I may or may not want to date a Western woman, that means I'm triggered by them? Madam, this is, oops, I just bumped my coffee cup. This is gaslighting 101. So this woman is trying to say that if you don't want to date Western women, that's because they trigger you. No, I think a lot of guys are just done with the game, man. They're done with the attitude of a lot of Western women. They're done with the nonsense that comes along with it. They're done with the laws over here as well. A lot of guys are not interested in losing their possessions and their kids if they choose to have them with women over here. You know, there's many reasons why these guys are going to this particular area, but what she jumps to is, oh, the women trigger you. It's like, no, a lot of these guys avoid Western women. You see what I'm saying? It's not about triggering, it's that they want to go where they're appreciated. But of course, we do a lot of this this gaslighting.
Okay. If they would not be triggering you, you would not be a passport bro, okay? But they're triggering you.
This is news to me, but okay.
And whenever something triggering you, it's because there's something wrong about you. There's something triggering something in you, okay?
Can you guys imagine if men said this? We were walking around and we were like, yeah, the reason why you're triggered is because there's something wrong with you. Women would lose their minds, man. They would absolutely lose their minds.
So whenever you experience this kind of a trigger, it's important to take a mirror and ask yourself, what part are they triggering in me? And what I have noticed in my life dealing with passport bros is that they're on insecurities. Either they cannot afford a Western woman, they are not tall enough for a Western woman.
I mean, I know guys who make a lot of money, who are tall, who are handsome, who leave Western society because they don't want to date Western women, right? Obviously, that's not all dudes. But you know what I think? I think that this woman is actually triggered by the men. That's what I think. I think she's triggered by the dudes who are going there to find happiness. They're avoiding women like this in general. Again, guys, I want to stress this for a moment. This woman does OF. She is a night worker. She sells photos of herself online for money. And she's sitting here saying that we're triggered by Western women. Okay, I think that you are triggered by men who put their resources and attention elsewhere. So I think we're doing a little bit of this projection at the moment. Okay, so we're trying to say that dudes are triggered, and the only reason they're going to these countries is because the women in Western countries triggered them, and we can't get laid. You understand that a lot of these guys who are leaving Western society, they've been married before, right? Or they can get girlfriends, have gotten girlfriends here, but they found the experience to be really unpleasant. So it's not that men can't get laid. It's not the fact that men are triggered. It's just that they're going where they're appreciated.
Women, they are not tall enough for a Western woman. They are not successful enough for a Western woman. They're not educated enough. Because let me tell you one thing.
Oh, tell it to me.
There are alpha male in women, and alpha male is felt. It doesn't matter if you are a true alpha male, you would not have a single problem getting any woman. Doesn't matter if it's from America, doesn't matter if it's from Europe, doesn't matter if it's from Antarctica, I do not care. If you are a true alpha male, you would not have the slightest problem getting any woman in this world. But since you are inferior, since you are insecure, and you don't have what it takes to get any woman in this world, you just lower your standards in a way.
Wait, so this woman's so pissed, man. You know what? It's funny because earlier on she said that the men are triggered, but she's looking real damn triggered right now. So apparently if men are going to these other countries to find women, it's because we can't get laid in Western society and we're not alpha males, apparently. And this is coming from an OF creator. So let me just say this, okay? Let me agree with this woman for a second here. Let's go down her line of reasoning. If a man cannot get laid in Western society, if he's not an alpha male, as you say, if these guys are such losers, why do you care so much if they go elsewhere to find women? What's the problem? If everything this woman says right here is absolutely true, right? These guys are just losers. They're not alpha males. We're still using the word alpha male, which is crazy. Why do you care so much? Why does this bother you so much? Why are you making videos on it? I'm not really understanding. Like, are we just getting on here to insult these guys? Also, a question I raised in the previous video, guys, is this. If you think that these guys are losers because they can't get laid, does that make me a winner if I can go out here and hook up with a bunch of Western women? I would argue that it doesn't, okay? Because a man, he doesn't become a winner based on how many people he can get in his bedroom. And if he was, are you suggesting that I should go out there and hook up with a bunch of Western women? Why? Like, honestly, why? How does this make me a winner? How is this good for women? How is this good for men? I'm not really understanding this, man. These women who jump on here and they're like, yeah, what makes a real man is how many women he can get in his bedroom. You would think that they would have more common sense than that, and they would realize that they're screwing themselves over by suggesting that, but they don't have the forethought to understand that.
To get any woman in this world, you would just lower your standards in a way and go to these other countries where you are going to get that masculinity hit, because you cannot get that in Western countries. You know, in Western countries, you have to be someone to get that. You have to be educated, you have to make a lot of money, you have to make all this. But since you probably are not on any of this is why you go to these other countries.
Yeah, so let me get this straight. I have to make a lot of money, I have to be tall and handsome, I have to do X, Y, Z. All of this to get a Western woman. You're not pitching your case very good here. This woman doesn't understand that all I'm hearing are positives, man, right? So you mean to tell me that I don't have to make all of this money, that I don't have to look like a 10 out of 10 giga chad, and I can go to some other country and find a woman who appreciates me? I mean, you're just selling past the idea of being a passport pro to men. Like, men's ears are perking up at this and they're saying, hey, wait a minute, I don't have to do all of this crap. Okay, like, because this woman is actually correct here. This is what I say on a lot of these videos, man. There's a lot of these Western women, they offer such little in return, but they require so much, right? You have to be really tall, you have to make a lot of money, you have to do this, you have to do that, and in return you get a woman who has an attitude and can't boil water. I mean, of course men are going to these other places. Like, what are you on about? You're just selling this to dudes. Dudes are watching this and they're going, really? Oh, cool, see ya.
We are not on any of this. This is why you go to these other countries to get women where they are going to respect you. Because in these other countries, you know, if you go to Thailand, if you go to Philippines, if you are a white man or an American man, you're automatically getting worshipped. Why? Because they automatically think that you are bringing Western money.
Oh, this sounds great then. I mean, what's the issue? So you're mad because these dudes are going to this country and they're getting attention from women. I don't really understand what the problem is here, man. I really don't.
Okay, that you're someone because you're somebody from the West, and these kind of countries, they kind of worship the West in a way that they are definitely making more money than people in Southeast Asia, for example. So of course, a Southeast Asian woman is going to respect you and love you even more, and give you all the attention and be all the submissive, beautiful girl, whatever.
I mean, again, what is she doing, man? Is this supposed to be an ad for being a passport, bro? I don't understand, guys. Like, she is literally making a better case for being a passport bro than I could. Like, if I jumped on here and tried to make an ad for being a passport bro, I think this woman is selling it probably better than I could. Amazing work. I mean, maybe she should be someone should pay her to make some advertisements. And actually, you know what, scratch that. She's kind of just doing it for free, really. These are publicly available videos, by the way, so I'm going to get into some of the comments later on as well, guys, in case you've forgotten about that.
For you, because she automatically, this is the image of Western men in their mind. But as soon as you come back to Western country, as soon as you come back to the United States of America or to Europe, you are automatically nobody.
Okay. So you're telling me that if men go to these other countries, they're treated way better. They're treated like they're somebody. And then when they come here, they're treated like trash from the women here? Okay. Yes.
You know, you have to be really someone in these countries to be admired, okay? You have to be someone. But since you're not, this is why I go to these other countries. And this is why I go on the internet and spread hate about Western women, because they're triggering you. They're triggering your inferiority. They're triggering your lack of money, your lack of confidence, your lack of masculinity. But you're not going to be triggered if you go to these other countries, because you're automatically a god. A true alpha does not care where he is, because he's gonna be able to get any woman.
Oh, please tell me more about what alpha males do, please. This woman is hilarious, bro. Holy hell, she is so funny here. So she says here, before we continue, okay, she says, listen, If you're a person in American society or Europe or whatever, in one of these Western countries, if you want to get all the women, you've got to be a real somebody, right? And let's talk about what that means for a second, okay? Typically, it means you have to be really quite attractive. You have to be tall. You have to make a lot of money. Perhaps you've got to have a lot of clout behind your name. That, of course, doesn't help. Maybe you've got a lot of followers on the internet or Instagram or whatever the case may be, right? You've got to do all of this. And what is your reward? Your reward is women who are not feminine, right? Women who are mean-spirited, who are womanists, who don't like men, who don't have any feminine characteristics whatsoever. So this doesn't really make sense, right? Because yes, let's just say hypothetically you were all of those things. You were some ultra giga chad, okay? Why would you date the Western women when you can just go overseas? Yeah, I think the argument falls a little bit flat on its face when you ask that question.
What I've also noticed is that some of these passport bros, they just don't want to put any effort into the relationship. You know, in the West, you have to put effort, right? In the West, you have to actually make some money. You have to spend money to be with a woman. You have to...
What are we talking about, man, here? Dudes aren't trying to date gold diggers. Yeah, you have to spend money if you want to get with a Western woman. Okay, no thanks. You know? Like, why is it the first thing I have to do if I want to date a Western woman is pull out my wallet? And then you wonder why dudes go to these other countries. It's not because they're triggered, it's because they're disrespected. Even if a man has a lot of money, why would he choose to deal with you if you're just going to treat him like he's a wallet anyway? This is what these women don't understand, guys. Like, they have absolutely no conceptualization of this whatsoever. They can't fathom that dudes go where they're appreciated.
Really work to do that. But as soon as you go to these other countries, it's so simple for you to get admiration, to get any woman, to treat her because everything is cheap. So you're just somebody who is fucking lazy and does not want to put any effort into these women. Just want to get everything for free because you know you're gonna get that because you're someone in these countries since you're no one in the West.
Go off, Queen. Go off. You tell them.
So what about you just admit that you are just not having what it takes to be an alpha in the Western country, and this is why you're feeling so triggered by Western women and you go to these other countries to make up for this trigger.
You got me, bro. I'm not an alpha male. You got me there. Like, what is this? Oh my goodness. You know, for someone who sits here and claims that men are triggered, she's sounding awfully triggered to me. Okay, we've only got a few minutes left here and then we'll jump into the comments. But again, guys, this just seems to me like it's an advertisement to become a passport bro, to be honest.
And to get a little bit of a hit of admiration, since you can't get that anywhere else. Influential and very rich men in the West. And let me tell you one thing, they like a good challenge, okay?
Yeah, apparently the rich and successful men, what we as men desire truly is we desire a challenge, apparently. A real challenging woman. Tell me more.
They like to be able to get the best woman of the best. Doesn't mean she's gonna be masculine, but they just want to have a challenge, right?
Bro, you have an OF account. What are you sitting here talking about the best quality of woman? You have no idea what the best quality of woman is. You are so far removed from that. And you're sitting here talking about best quality of woman and alpha male and all this and all that. You're not even in the race. You sell pictures of yourself to strangers online. Which, by the way, guys, again, in her original video, she calls her followers losers as well. So if you're a follower of this woman, she quite literally thinks that you're a loser as well.
Right? They don't want to get anybody easy like you can get in the Philippines or in Thailand or whatever just because you're a white man. Or you're a Western man coming with Western money. Actual rich alpha male like a challenge. And the challenge doesn't have to have anything to do with her being masculine. Actual influential men want a woman on their shoulder that is a goddess. They do not want a woman that anybody can have.
Oh,
like this woman, I'm let me tell you one thing. I have been in Southeast Asia. These women are absolutely gorgeous. They are so caring, they're so feminine. I am not putting hate on them, but let's be honest, these women do not have requirements like the Western women do.
I mean, at this point, guys, like, you would think that she gets a commission for selling the plane tickets, wouldn't you? Like, she's just sitting here talking up Thai women and like Filipino women and all this. She's talking up the women from these other countries. You're doing a fantastic job at telling men why they should go to these countries. Like, this would honestly be a business move, guys. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, maybe one day this woman right here, she starts trying to sell plane tickets to these places because she gets a commission. You might as well start doing that. I mean, you're sitting here on this video talking about how feminine and pleasant these women are and how they don't have these ridiculous requirements that Western women have. I mean, guys, like, this woman is doing my job for me. I don't even have to comment on the damn video.
Personally, with some of these women from Southeast Asia that have been dealing with Western men, and what they told me is just simply so sad. They told me that Western men come to these countries just to have low effort fun, and then they leave back into their Western countries, leaving a lot of these women pregnant. And if that is not the biggest loser beta move that there is in the world, then I don't know what is.
I mean, I'll say that's pretty cringe, but I don't think the average man who is going over to these countries is getting the woman pregnant and then just leaving. I mean, I think that's pretty cringe behavior, guys, but I don't think that this is the average man who's going to these places. I think this is just, you know, something that she's heard of, right? Because I can agree with her. I think that's personally really quite cringe behavior, but I don't think that's why a lot of these guys are going to their countries, so that they can have random kids that they'll never see again. I'm more of the belief, guys, that men, when they have children, they actually care quite a lot about them. I hear a lot of these stories of like, oh, dudes are just deadbeat dads and all of this kind of stuff. And I'm sure there are plenty of guys out there who are awful in this kind of way. But I think the majority of dudes, you know, if they have kids and stuff like this, they actually really do care about them.
It's just really pathetic that some of these passport bros just do this because they cannot get the recognition in the West country, you know? They're automatically a god in Southeast Asia. In the West, they're nobody. So take a mirror and look into it and ask yourself, why are you a nobody in the West? Why do you have to go to get recognition into these other countries?
Not her pausing like she thinks she made a good point.
It's just so sad to me because a real man doesn't matter where he is. He's going to get the admiration that he deserves anywhere in the world, and stop pointing fingers at Western women.
Yeah, tell me more about what a real man is.
I know Western women that have been the most feminist whatever when they meet the right man, who's actually someone, they can become the most loving, the most caring, the most submissive woman that there are.
Why would I want to turn a masculine woman into a feminine one? Tell me that. Like, this woman actually makes a good point here, guys, right? She says, listen, all of these women who are like womanists and stuff, when they meet a man that they like, they turn into a soft little kitten. They love him. They do all these things for him. But my question is this: why would a man court and put in all of this effort for a woman who is conditionally feminine? This is like suggesting to women that they should go out here and cook and clean for a man until he decides to protect her from a spider and stop wearing dresses. You know, so the man's going to stop wearing dresses and high heels, but only after you cook with him for a bit. Only after you show him how good your cooking is. Like, you see how stupid that is when you inverse the roles, but they just don't see it, man. Dudes do not want to convince a masculine woman to be feminine. We're not out here trying to tame a beast. We're trying to meet someone who's pleasant and who's kind. And this woman is sitting here talking to us about what a real man is. She's saying that we're triggered by Western women. And mind you, the whole while she's doing this, she has an OF link in her description. So guys, let me just move on to the comments here and I'll pull them up in a minute. Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public, so make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway guys, back to today's episode. Alright, so let's jump into some of these comments. The first one here, she is way more triggered by passport bros than they are about Western women. Totally agree with this. Let's give this a like, shall we? As a woman, I'm going to tell you what a real man is. Yes, the women in Southeast Asia want money, says the OF creator. You can't make this crap up. So what's the problem then? If Western women don't like these men, what does it matter to you if they go somewhere else for their emotional and physical needs? You just admitted Asian girls are better. We all agree. Filipino here, dating a fellow Filipino. You don't know our culture. You sound triggered. I feel bad for you. Oh, roasted. So this is a Filipino woman, apparently. And she's coming out here and she's saying, hey, listen, shut the hell up. You don't know crap about our culture. Pipe down, dumbass. That's so funny. Western women having a tantrum because men choose other women who treats them better. Typical. I've been in 41 countries. She is absolutely clueless. Oh, poor little girl. Are the men taking their attention away from you? You don't get enough from your OF. She'll be single for the rest of her life. Who hurt you? Was it Chad, Pyrone, Blade, Laser, Blazer? These names are horrendous, by the way. OF detected, opinion rejected, facts. By your logic, either you have found a true alpha or you found him and he didn't want you. This person here says, I'm from Morocco and most of our women are somewhat still decent, so there is not really a reason for me to look elsewhere. But with women like this, I understand why making passport bros is a thing. Excuse me, I understand why passport bros is a thing in the US. Legion of Men absolutely buried her in this video. Legion of Men must have covered this one recently. You come across as jealous. Yes, I agree. Take a mirror and look into it and ask yourself why you are so triggered and why do you care? She literally confirmed every reason why I'm leaving the West, and she is the best advert for leaving Western women ever. Thank you, Dusty Queen. This is exactly what I'm saying, man. She literally, this video functions as an advertisement for men to leave Western countries. This is hilarious. This girl is not worth more than most men's Tuesdays, so she gets on here to complain about men looking for a better life, better options, and avoiding the cat and boxed wine girls like this. The simp recession must be hitting them hard. How many cats are in your future? Good question, brother. Triggered woman telling men that they are triggered. The irony. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, man. You. Oh, that's crazy. Says the girl with OF. Your opinion is irrelevant. I mean, this woman just got absolutely cooked here. Guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.